Welcome back everyone to a very special Gran Turismo Sport video. As you saw in the headline, I got my first win. Very excited. So we thought to share it with you guys today here at Monza. So if you saw my last video, you know it was an absolute disaster in the manufacturer series. Having all kinds of problems trying to stay on the track. So I figured, but I was quick in practice and everything like that, so I figured I'd give it a shot. And we did some really, really good races this week. I managed to get my first pole. I got a second place, which at the time was the highest I've ever finished. So I got a fastest lap in the race, so I just kept pushing, and here we go, finally got my first. So things got a little squirrely there in the first turn. I don't know, the dude on the inside kind of glitched out. I did go in a little bit too deep just because I was paranoid about getting hit from behind. Every time I started in the front row or first few rows, I just got annihilated on that first turn. So I kind of overthought a little bit going into it. But not too bad. We got through. We didn't get any penalties, and we're still here in third. So worst thing's going to happen. As you can see, the guy up there in front in first has a 2-second penalty. Got there in second, didn't really like my move there. Going into the chicane there. And he also has a penalty. So we got first and second with penalties, and we're coming up on the penalty marker. So here I'm just thinking get through this fine, and we will take the lead here. And here we go. Go around 2 cars. In the first place, heading into Ascari, which is where I was having a lot of my trouble in the manufacturer series race. So being extra careful, but I didn't seem to be having the trouble. The car was handling and running like it was in my practice laps. So I didn't have the thing that was happening there with the back end coming out. Which thanks to some of you guys that posted comments, giving me some tips there. Never had a problem in any of my qualifying runs or any of the races this week in the dailies. So, yep. Here we go, coming out of the Parabolica here, and we're going to lead lap 1. So I guess you could say it was wire to wire. Yay! I haven't led too many of those. I think I did lead 1 lap in an earlier race that I finished second in. But other than that's still, this is all still new territory for me, and there's still a lot of race to go in regards to trying to hold this off. So, and you can see we got right on us. The one dude has a 2-second penalty, but I mean right behind him as well is a host of cars. So at this point, I'm not super worried about him, but I don't want him slowing me up and letting the other guys in third and fourth get right up on me. So I'm trying to just not let, and sometimes when people have penalties, especially a 2-second penalty, they can do something kind of stupid like that. This kind of nudges me out. Which isn't horrible for him, but now third and fourth are right on my tail again. So I just need this dude to serve his now 3-second penalty, so I can get on with my race. And you can see there he kind of darts the inside. Luckily we avoid contact with him. Again, at this point, I just want this guy to ghost so we can get him out of my way. But through all that, my fear, the guy here on the outside makes a run, giving me a little love taps here and there. And here we go into Ascari. Come out clean. Push it wide. And we are still in the lead as we come to finish lap 2. But we do not have a lot of wiggle room. We have a host of cars behind us. It is still very much could go bad as he gets a big run here coming out of the Parabolica. Going down the straight. The RCZ does pull a little bit on the TT, but you can see he kind of drops back and gets right into the slipstream. Smart move. Instead of just sticking with me, he knows he's got the slower car on the straights. So he gets into the slipstream, gets a nice run coming down into turn 1 here. Infamous turn 1. But I outbrake him a little bit. And we still have the lead coming out of the turn one. But not by much. I mean, the guy is right on me. And he's going to get a little bit of slipstream from here. But we get through it kind of clean. He cuts a little too much, gets a little half-second penalty. So that's going to give us a little bit of breathing room, but, you know, it's still tight, still close. Third and fourth aren't that far off either. And I'm so close to ruining it right there. And that was white-knuckle time right there. I about broke my steering wheel, clenching it so hard there, holding on not to go too wide. So, yep, we're holding on as we've given a little bit of a lead going down into Ascari again. Ease it in there. I try to make sure to get into fourth gear cleanly before I hit this section, so when I come out of it, I can get right into fifth. Maybe hit the curve a little too hard there, kind of slowed me down. But that guy served his penalty, so we have a decent little gap here. So now all we have to do is run a clean lap, no issues, and we should get our first win because, you know, the guys back behind now, as you can see, I just keep darting my head and looking back, checking on them, are all battling. And the more they battle, the more, you know, I get to pull ahead. So it's all in my control. I just ran my fastest lap of the race. All up to me. All I got to do is run a clean lap, which is easier than said than done sometimes. As right now, as some of you probably know, when you're about to get your first win, the palms are sweating, there's nervousness. I've cost myself many a race by just going off into the gravel, trying not to be too conservative. But I think even looking back there, the guys behind me, there's some penalties and stuff too. So again, I'm just going to keep increasing my lead here, but I just need to focus on what I'm doing. I do hit a best purple sector there, which is nice. Come through there. That's another one down clean as we now head to Ascari, which is not giving us any trouble today, but you know, we have a history with. Actually gotta make this right, make sure I don't go off in the gravel. Perfect. Again, sweaty palms. Another purple sector, though. That's about as good as I can do it right there. Pop a little bit too much. You'll see here I get a half-second penalty. Cut a little bit too tight, but you know, we should be fine. Plenty of space for the 1 second, because it'll turn into 1 second when we bring it across the finish line. So here we go. Into the Parabolica one last time. And there was much joy and jubilation and hollering as lock up the first of hopefully many wins. There we go. That's what the goal is. It felt really good. Like I said, I had my first pole, a second place finish, a few other thirds, this win. So it, you know, I get it. It's very addicting when you're actually competitive and doing good in these races. I just kept wanting to do more and more races, but very happy with the first place. Obviously, want to keep building on it. We are back up into C class after the rage quits from the manufacturer series bumped us all the way down to D. So yeah, going good. Achievements. Look at that. First victory! Yay! Awesome. Good stuff. So, you can see here, I come into the lobby after the race, and for whatever reason decided that I need to tell everybody that that was my first win. I couldn't help it. But there you go. And as you can imagine, no one really cared. But as a treat, instead of looking at other races that I did not win, we are going to look at our best punts of the week. This punt comes from Catalunya here in the B race for this week. I'm in the Audi R8, starting in the 12th position. Good stuff coming here. Because what would GT Sport be, the highs and lows, without some pretty epic punts? And I did have some this week that were absolutely just the harshest punts I've ever received. So here we go. I passed the Aston here that was ghosted, and there, look at that. All the way through, all the way. Massive punt. So, that Aston that punted me was like one of the top cars and got caught in some other stuff. So he was probably very upset and very eager to get back up into the front. Look at that. Skidding out. That has got to be the most epic punt I've ever received. Here's another good one. Back at the at Monza, the theater of speed and punts in GT Sport, for a good one here. Starting in 5th place. And actually, it does not take place in turn 1. So, but I was just showing you here. 5th place in the RCZ. I think this was kind of early on in the week before I had put in a really good qualifying lap to where I was getting poles and starting at the front. But again, cut to the inside of this Peugeot that I think served a penalty, and the guy behind didn't really like it. I mean, he didn't have to brake. There was space there for me to get around him, but he didn't appreciate that one bit. Punts us both. The poor other guy ends up getting a 3-second penalty because, I don't know, I guess I ran into him and it gave him a penalty. But this one is my first pole. So like I said, I was kind of nervous about leading everybody. I've never led anybody into the first turn before. This was my first time getting a pole position. So I'm thinking, again, anytime I've been up front, I get punted because of where to brake on that first turn when you're starting out. So I decided I was going to brake at the 100-meter mark instead of the 150 like I was doing when it's going full speed. So leading everybody in, hit the brakes at 100, and that wasn't sufficient for that person. I guess I probably should have braked a little later than 100. But as you can see, nope, that guy's not having it. And then it's just utter madness. Look at this mess. Fun fact, though, I actually did come back and get a podium in this race. So it all turned out good. But thank you guys so much. Like I said again, driver rating back into the C's. We still got a few more days, so I'm going to hopefully run some more at Monza and take advantage of it and try to get up even higher. Safety rating back into the S, which is good. So we are doing good, and we're pushing forward, and thanks for watching this video. Super excited to keep going here and see if we can get some more wins, but please like and subscribe, leave some comments below, and we'll see you guys in the next one.